There is a type of person who tackles complicated problems in an easy manner and accomplishes a great task with little effort by clever maneuvers. They are prudent but highly efficient. They are extraordinary challengers. They have been called Master. What is Master? Master is not just a title of a type of person, but an incarceration of a series of qualities. Master is classic. Everyone is used to know it. Master is profession. It takes the lead in their field. Master is enthusiasm, a great eagerness. The AYANEO team drew inspiration from the Master, extracted the 6 characteristics that best represent the Master, then created an unprecedented Windows console, AYANEO Next. We gave it the meaning of Master. Today, we're going to talk about the Master and the traits from the AYANEO Next. The master of each field, all of their internal and external states are infinitely close to the core value of the field. The body state is the externalized expression of this. The yoga master and the master of bodybuilding, for example, they constructed their body states under their core values. Same as the product producing. Industrial design of products must start from the core value of products, and master products are both in form and meaning. For the AYANEO team, the core value of a console is focus, the ability to focus on the game anytime, anywhere, without external distractions. To hesitate is to lose. A real master always can insight into the opportunity, catch the right timing, and make the right choice. Precision is the quality that we extract from the master, and we also put this quality into the design of the sensor joystick and trigger of AYANEO Next handheld. We are the first to use Hall sensor joystick and Hall trigger in the handheld, which not only improves the accuracy of the joystick and trigger button, but also significantly improves the service life of the sensor joystick and trigger. Let me first explain to you why Hall sensor joystick is used. Joystick works just like Kung Fu, with the joystick's complex actions being performed in different combinations, step by step. When you're using a joystick, you actually turn 2 little wheels on the electronics underneath the joystick called the potential meter, and these 2 wheels move a little piece of metal together and come into contact with different resistive materials, generating electrical signals that feed back into the position of the X and Y axis on the joystick. The controller then relays this information to the game console for processing and feedback in the form of character movements or changes in perspective. In normal operating mode, the current signals the correct position of the joystick with a 1-1 signal. But why has the drifting joystick become a common problem in the games industry? Here, we have to find a reason from the potentiometer of the joystick, which is the 2 little wheels. At present, most joystick controls use carbon fiber potentiometers structure for cost consideration, although the low-cost carbon film joystick can also reach 2 million times, which can basically meet the service life requirements. But it has a fatal disadvantage: easy to produce wear. The toner from the wear obstructs the induction of the resistor, which leads to the misalignment of the current accuracy. After hundreds of hours of use, the potentiometer will start to wear out, and you will most likely experience joystick drift, according to some authoritative media tests. In addition, moisture, dust, and other problems can also cause the drifting joystick. Joysticks like Switch's Joy-Con have experienced large areas of drift, which is ultimately a structural contradiction. Hall sensor joystick can effectively solve this structural contradiction. This principle is widely used in the technology of military, medical, industrial joysticks products, such as the joystick of aircrafts and wheelchairs for disabled people. It abandons the mainstream carbon membrane structure and adopts permanent magnet material and Hall effect sensor to achieve accurate positioning detection of joystick. From the point of view of structure, the sensor and the magnetic rotating shaft are completely suspended without contact. No contact, no physical wear, and dust entry will not affect the internal structure, so no drift. AYANEO Next is currently the only Windows console in the world to use the Hall sensor joystick. In addition to solving the problem of drift in terms of structure and technology, AYANEO also optimizes the program from the point of view of actual use of the player, algorithmically solving the dead zone and precision issues that are most important during the game. First, what is a dead zone? Dead zone refers to the area in which the X and Y axis of the joystick move and send out data that the object in the game cannot receive and considers the joystick to be unresponsive. To be specific, objects in the game will not move when your stick moves within the dead zone. Compared to poor quality or older joysticks, the potentiometer inside them is not good because of the quality or wear and tear and is currently not stable. This will bring about potentiometer jump and affect the state of the operation object inside the game thereby. Traditionally, the problem has been fixed by reducing the length of the stick, reducing the accuracy of the stick, and artificially setting up dead zones. The AYANEO team are all gamers who love games. We believe that the existence of dead zones has a great impact on players' games experience. With Next, we strive to solve the problem of stick dead zones, which affects many controllers and consoles from the perspective of players. On the basis of combining the player's games experience, AYANEO team, GullyKit and K-Silver's continuous research and experiments, we successfully solved the dead zone problem on AYANEO Next, bringing you a Hall sensor joystick with no dead zone and a comprehensive upgrade of the game's experience. For dead zone free and high precision features, we've also done a couple of videos to compare AYANEO Next with the Hall sensor joystick versus mainstream console controllers and handheld controllers. We tested several major consoles on the market, including 5, Elite 2, Pro, The specific experimental methods from the dead zone free and high precision characteristics of our AYANEO Next are as follows. First, we need an adapter and a cable to connect the gamepad, then connect the test console and gamepad, or turn on Bluetooth to connect the gamepad. Once connected, open the browser and enter the URL of Gamepad Tester. It will retrieve the gamepad joystick and the connected gamepad joystick. Now we're inserting AYANEO Next and the PS5 gamepad, and we will start the test. Then release the joystick and observe whether the joystick returns to the center origin to test if it returns to normal. From the experimental data, it can be clearly seen that all gamepads and handheld devices do not return to the origin, while AYANEO Next can return to the center origin, and the value of the origin does not change. Now let's plug in the Elite 2 Pro controller in order to compare the change in value. Let's change the handheld again. Can return to the center origin every time without setting the central dead zone, and the values do not change. In the following tests, we specifically verify the dead zone accuracy and advantages compared to AYANEO Next. Test the presence of a central dead zone by gently rotating the joystick and observing the numerical change of it. Both AYANEO Next and the mainstream handles on the market have numerical changes when they are gently pulled, both of which have no central dead zone. When the handles are gently pulled, it can be found that they are a little stiff and the value changes are not sensitive, while with AYANEO Next, it's much smoother and sensitive. Another thing that demonstrates the accuracy and advantage of AYANEO Next is that there is no outer ring dead zone, which can be verified by the perfect circle test. Now let's do the circle test. We check the test circularity under diagnosis of the test page and then slowly rotate the stick to observe the drawing to test if it's perfectly round. We can see very clearly a few similar handhelds draw a square. The joystick of the main gamepad either overdraws or does not fill up. AYANEO Next is the most accurate joystick with the least error of a perfect circle. First, we log into Steam, click Steam, Setting, Control, General Controller Settings in the upper left corner, select the detected controller, click the calibration and observe whether the outer circle is cut by turning the joystick. Through rotation, it can be seen that several similar consoles and mainstream gamepads in the market only have a small part of the outer cutting circle, while with AYANEO Next, we can do the whole outer cutting circle. As you can see, the test values of the joysticks for the PS5, Xbox Elite 2, Switch Pro, Razer, AYANEO Next, as well as the test values of the joysticks of Windows consoles and AYANEO Next, we can find that the Hall sensor joystick used in AYANEO Next came out on top in all of the tests. It can be seen from the test that AYANEO Next is the only Windows handheld with no drift, no dead zone, and high precision. This is why we use Hall joystick, because it really solves the general difficulty of joystick and is comprehensively ahead of all other Windows handheld and mainstream joysticks, bringing players a comprehensive upgrade of the game's experience. Here are a few games to demonstrate AYANEO Next's no drift, no dead zone technology. In addition to Hall sensor joystick, participation of Hall trigger improves accuracy from another dimension. The AYANEO Next handheld, which uses the Hall trigger, not only has better press stroke than the carbon film resistor or potentiometer trigger design, but also has a better feel, ensuring that every time the trigger button is pressed, it delivers millimeter accuracy feedback. More crucially, the Hall trigger has a longer service life by leaps and bounds, with around 5 million clicks. Led by the dark technology of the Hall sensor joystick and the Hall trigger, AYANEO Next comfortable cross button is fully demonstrated. The AYANEO Next cross button has a touch that's never been seen before on a console. The carefully adjusted height of the central axis and the precise joystick limit allow the player to rotate the central axis smoothly and coherently, instantly triggering the big fight. The AYANEO team experimented with conductive adhesives of varying strengths, choosing the most suitable material for the console. The key we use with conductive adhesive rebound is simply powerful. Comprehensive service life of up to 3 million clicks, especially suitable for fighting power storage and continuous operation. Ergonomic design and unique angle of view chamfer allows players to control accurately and enjoy themselves. The game operation experience is far superior to that of other handheld consoles and many gamepads, bringing users an experience they've never had before. We also proved this point through laboratory data under the load state. We can press the button twice back and forth within a second. After 3 million times, the button is still normal, felt smooth, and no sense of lag. Through a series of experiments and demo games, we've gained a deeper understanding of the AYANEO Next console game experience. AYANEO Next fully equipped Hall sensor joystick, Hall trigger and button combination proves the unique advantages of both the data and comparison and the actual operation. We've built a solid game experience on AYANEO Next that is comparable to traditional big controllers and in some ways even better than pro controllers already on the market. That's how AYANEO has explored it and how AYANEO approaches its products. We are not content to be ordinary. We are always full of mission, true player, for player. AYANEO's original intention has never changed. The spiritual core of a master is originality. It can be said that every master is also a craftsman. They regard their life as a product and persist in polishing at all levels. We are the same. We not only pursue perfection in hardware, but we also make great efforts in interior so that the players can get a perfect handheld that's both inside and outside. Therefore, we fully empower AYANEO Next and AYASpace, the self-developed software system, and make it so it has a unique interactive experience. For Windows consoles, interaction has always been a concern. Simple and direct operation is especially important. AYASpace provides an intuitive operating way which solves the difficulty of interacting with the player. AYASpace brings convenient game management capabilities, allowing you not only to quickly scan all the games on your hard drive, but also link your account to the game platform for one-step management. At the same time, we also provide the quick setting function, which is the original interaction of Windows Handheld. With one click to call up the quick setting window, it will bring more immersive games experience for all players. With AYASpace, players will have the interactive experience beyond all other Windows consoles. We will continue to innovate and optimize to redefine the new era of Windows consoles and lead Windows consoles into the mainstream of the console industry. Technique is the primary criteria to evaluate a master. Each person who is called a master is absolutely blameless in technique. Technique is also considered as the primary criteria for AYANEO Next. The primary capability of a games console is the ability to solve users' demands for playing games. Relying on this requirement, we developed a series of functions that can be called handheld black technology. Here, I'd like to mention the one-click FSR function. FSR is a set of super resolution sharpening technology developed by our partner AMD, which stands for AMD Fidelity FX Super Resolution. We integrated FSR technology into AYASpace. Simply launch the game through AYASpace, set the game to a window, connect to the high-resolution monitor, press AYA to open the pop-up window, then press FSR small controls. You will get a clear, smooth and full screen. After releasing the updated version, you will get a new AYANEO experience that matches more of the game's scenes. Some games will encounter the problem that the picture quality is still sluggish under 800p or even 700p resolution, which will greatly discount the game's experience of players. In order to achieve the goal of allowing players to play hearty games, the interaction will provide a full-screen, sharpened, streamlined experience for the vast majority of games, including many older, lower-resolution games. Everything is still a one-click FSR, which is more in line with the console scene. Our software, AYASpace, integrates FSR functionality. When players sit at the computer table and open AYANEO, they will find that there is no AYA key, so they cannot enjoy the convenient operation and experience we designed for you. For this scene, we designed SUIC. SUIC is a set of key combination functions based on AYASpace. In order to find compatible, error-tolerant combination hotkeys, we conducted a survey of Steam's top 100 gamepad-enabled games and found that RB and RT were a good choice for simultaneous activation and frequency trade-offs, which we named SUIC key. At the same time, we learned how to use the 4 directions of the D-pad in game interaction to quickly select corresponding function and set up 4 common actions at once so that the player can quickly use the function you need in the game without having to leave the seat and put down the controller. It's all designed around your game's experience. Time is fair to everybody, but it is not absolutely fair. Compared with ordinary people, the most difference between masters and ordinary people is efficiency. In the same time unit, masters can release the maximum potential of body and mind to reach the realm that ordinary people cannot reach in their whole lifetime. TDP fast switching is a product of our enlightenment on the efficiency level. Due to the AMD factory setting of the APU, which defaults to a balance mode, the various game performance requirements of consoles are not well met. While APU from AMD have been smart enough to schedule frequency and power consumption to provide great performance while maintaining battery life, as gamers, we feel that's not enough. We need more flexible choices. By analysing the performance curve released by AMD drivers, we sorted out and analysed the demand for power consumption of mainstream AAA games, independent games and 2D games, and set TDP to 3 gears quickly. Power saving mode, to ensure the balance of fluency and battery life of independent games to the maximum extent. Balanced mode, keep most mainstream games running at 30 FPS with both performance and battery life. Game mode, unleash as much performance as possible to satisfy the AAA gamer's experience while maintaining the basic endurance experience. And all of this is achieved with just one click. Simple and easy to use, it can maximize the simplification of operations that are complex and require research for most ordinary users. We also have opened up custom options for players who want to improve performance or extend battery life further, and we've set a threshold, which is a range that ensures stable operation of the device. We have been thinking about the ultimate topic. What is the most important reason why a master can become a master? Is it a gift that is different for ordinary people, or because of their tireless diligence? No, the most important quality of a master is self-renovation. Stay hungry, always find ways to transcend the limitations of reality and become a better version of yourself. We give AYANEO Next the name of exploration and boldly add Hall sensor joystick and Hall trigger into the product design to create a control experience comparable to or even beyond professional gamepads, and use AYA space to break through the native limitations of Windows systems and provide more user-friendly handheld systems for players. At the same time, we are constantly exploring and developing features that can meet the core needs of Windows console players. We are constantly improving the gaming experience of players with one-click FSR and SUIC. This is our own self-renovation in AYANEO Next, which is a tribute to the master. It is also the determination to advance towards the master. Model, accuracy, spirit, technique, efficiency, renovation. That's our interpretation of the master concept and everything we've put into AYANEO Next's revolutionary product. We hope you enjoy it.